I'm excited because today I have another lip swatching video for you. It's from another K-Beauty line. Today I'm going to be swatching all of the shades of the Honey Melting Lip by Nature Republic. So let's get into it. Alright, so I'm always kind of like looking around, seeing what ranges of shades I think are interesting to do a full lip swatch video of. And this is definitely a range of shades where I'm like, I'm probably gonna like all of these. And I actually already wore some of these shades to kind of get a feel for the formula. This is juicy but not gloopy, gloss in a stick kind of formula, and I'm really excited about it. I'm just gonna show you like the overview of the shades, but I'm also gonna show you a swatch on the arm with every shade. So we really have all the different swatches. Alright, first shade is gonna be the Honey Melting Lip in 01 Apricot. And this is kind of like an apricot nude shade. This is quite a warm kind of like peachy shade. By the way, the packaging of these I do really like. You can click them up. You do have to click a few times, but you cannot turn these down. This looks like a really nice, kind of like warm, but not orangey or super yellow nude. So let's swatch it on the lips. I feel like you can apply quite a lot of these without them getting really gloopy. They look quite smooth on the lips and they do have quite a nice shine to them. I do feel like these are a little less hydrating than the Lasting Melting Balms that I tried a full range of by Romand. They do have a little bit of grip to them. They don't feel like super like glidey or smeary. So this is shade 01. Next up is shade 02. This is shade Fig, and this is kind of like a rosy shade. I personally usually really love these types of shades. They're just very easy to wear, quite a fresh color. It's really like my lips, but better. I'm applying quite a thick layer to show you the color, but you can also like wear this a little bit more subtly. This is one that I would personally wear a lot. I feel like this is a really nice shade. So this is 02 Fig. Then the next shade is going to be 03 Berry, and this is quite a berry shade, but it's not super cool tone. It's not a super cool berry. It does have still a little bit of a hint of warmth in it. I think this is like quite neutral and it's going to work for a lot of skin tones. So let's try it out. So this is definitely a little bit more of a like subtle berry shade. I could definitely see myself wearing this all year round. It's not super deep. It's not super like in your face. It's still very natural, and that is what I like about this range. Like you get a little bit more out there shades in this range, but they're still like super wearable, like a light tint. So this is 03 Berry. Then the next shade is 04 Pomegranate, and this is quite a like true red looking shade. I personally really love kind of like see-through red colors because I usually feel like a full on pigment true red looks a little too harsh on me. I am a light summer and it just looks a little bit too overpowering on my face. But I feel like it kind of like see-through, lighter, more nudish red that a product like this creates, I really like. So this is shade Pomegranate. I really like it. I really like wearing reds like this. As I said, I think it's a really nice color. I do see a little bit of settling into the dryness of my lips. I'm not going to be too harsh on the lip product right now because I am reapplying and taking off the lip products. And my lips are already pretty dry. I was wearing quite a dry liquid lipstick before this, so I'm not going to be too harsh on it, but I do see a little bit of settling into the lip lines. Like it's pretty subtle, it's not like very distracting. So this is 04 Pomegranate. Then the next shade is 05 Plum, and this is quite a brownish plum. It is quite deep looking. It's of course not gonna look as deep on the lips since it's a more sheer formula, but it almost has something quite brown, like a dark brown with a plumish undertone. Oh, that is really cool for fall. Okay, this one is quite pigmented. Alright, this is a really cool shade if you want something with a little bit more pigment. Of course, I am gonna see like how a shade like this is gonna like stay on the lips. I did try before the more lighter shades, but I feel like this one is really important if it's gonna like smear over your face. Now, once again, I noticed it's sitting into the lip lines a little bit. I do have to mention it. I do feel like the shades from the Glassing Melting Balm didn't really do that for me. So this is 05 Plum. Alright, we're on to the second half. The next one is 06 Coconut. I feel like there's always some sort of coconut in these ranges. And this is kind of like a warmer nude. It seems a little like terracotta-y, but not like super orangey or anything like that. Kind of like on my lips with a better shade for sure. Ooh, I like this shade. It's a good fall shade for someone. It's a good fall shade for someone who doesn't want to wear like super deep lipsticks for fall. I feel like this one looks really nice and smooth on my lips. This is a really nice color. This is probably going to be one of my favorites because it's not like super warm. It's a nice nude shade. Then next up we have 07 Lychee, and this is kind of like a darker rose. It has a rosy vibe to it, but it's definitely with a little bit more of a hint of like purpley brown in the undertone. I do think I'm gonna like this one. I think I might have already worn this. I forgot the shades I already put on. Yeah, this is a really nice kind of like mauvey rose. Yeah, I really like this color. This is gonna be one of my favorites. I think this is such a good shade. Really nice. Like, this is definitely a favorite. By the way, all of these have quite like a fruity scent, but it's not like super strong or overpowering. I don't know what this smells like exactly, but it's definitely a little bit on the like fruit side. Next up we have Black Cherry. This is one of the more interesting shades I feel of the range. It's a little different. It is quite purpley, like a nudish purple, and that is something that I really love. If you don't know me, I love a like soft purple lip, like a nude purple. Okay, I really love this shade. This is such a nice shade. It's kind of like a mauve, but it's quite purple leaning. It is like, it is subtle, but it still gives you very much like that cool tone look to the lips. I think this is such a nice shade. So this is 08 Black Cherry. The next one is also a purple shade. I'm also really excited about this one. This is 09 Grape, also very purpley. This one seems even more like deep and cool toned. The other one was more mauve. I love it when lip ranges do add a little bit of purple, a little bit of a cooler undertone. I feel like a lot of lip ranges nowadays are very nude, very rosy, quite warm, terracotta, kind of like most pinks aren't even that cool toned. So I love it when I see some true cool tones in a line. This I think is gonna be a really nice shade. Oh yeah, super cool. I do feel like this would look better if my lips weren't like this dry, looking this crazy after all the lip swatches and the drying liquid lipstick. Yeah, I feel like it's settling into the lines a little bit, like the deeper and the more like pigmented shades are settling into lines a little bit, but like the shade of it, I really like. I feel like for me personally, this one is a little bit too dark. The other purple is a little bit more my speed, but I think this would be a really nice one if you have a cooler undertone and a little bit more of a pigment in your skin or a little bit more of contrast. And the last shade, they're throwing in a bright peach. This is shade 10 Peach. This is super bright. It looks neon. It looks so bright, very warm. I feel like all of the other shades have been quite neutral, and then some are a little bit more warm, some are a little bit more cool, but this is like super bright. I actually don't think this is gonna suit me very well, but we're just gonna try it out, of course. Like, this is a lip swatching video, but I feel like this whole range is really up my alley. This I wouldn't have picked up for myself. But you never know, like, it's not too bad actually. It's a very warm tone. It definitely has that orange glow. Yeah, not fully for me. But it's nice to see a warm tone in the range because like we need some different undertones, of course, for different people. Alright, so this is gonna be 10 Peach. Overall, I quite enjoy this range. I quite enjoy it for the price as well. I think the packaging is really nice. The scent is nice. The experience of applying it, the feel on the lips is nice. I do feel like this is not going to be like my favorite range of these types of lip products, because I do feel like some of them settle into the lines a little bit. And also I feel like all the lip products that I've tried that are kind of like a similar formula sometimes feel a little bit more hydrating than this. If I wear a lip product like this and after I feel like my lips feel so smooth and hydrated, then it's like I keep that in mind, because I do have quite dry lips. I do have some issues with my lips looking dry and feeling dry. So I love it when these types of products are like super hydrating. I do like that they are not gloopy. I do generally quite like this range. If you see a really nice shade, I would say like go for it. You can find these for like €5. But for me, this range doesn't really win from, for example, the classic melting balms. Okay, I think I've said enough. If you have any more questions, anything else you want to know from this, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.